In your heart check-in today, a new study finds you should fast before you go to sleep. Those who stopped eating 3 hours before bed had improved heart health. So to break down the science, I'm joined by family Dr. Nita Bijoor from Oakview Medical Associates in Greenville. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Kari.
So let's break down this study a little bit. What did it find?
So the study at Northwestern, they basically took 39 patients with either that were overweight or had obesity, and they divided them into a group of fasting for 13 to 16 hours and those that fasted for 11 to 13 hours. So a 3-hour difference being if you stop eating 3 hours prior to bedtime. And what they found was there was a pretty good reduction in the blood pressure, a 3.5% reduction in the blood pressure of that patient, also a 5% reduction in the heart rate. And overall the blood glucose control was much better. The quality of sleep was better.
So overall, it showed that it was good to fast 3 hours.
And it was only in 7.5 weeks.
Wow.
So
okay. I think we have some of the statistics of that study on there. So what do you take away from this? I mean, do you think this is right for everybody, or do you think this is maybe...
Well, I think there's a place for this for almost every patient. We see a lot of people with metabolic disease. So it's, you know, I love intermittent fasting. I incorporate that into patients when we need to have some weight loss and improve the health. There's certain cases where you shouldn't do it, but by and large, overall, if you have a reduction in your blood pressure, improvement in the heart rate, if you eat too late prior to bedtime, then you're keeping your heart awake, your circulation awake, you're keeping your stomach is churning all the food and digesting, so you're really not giving your cardiovascular health a break. And when the heart rate slows down, that's when the heart fills completely and empties completely, so you have a very good conditioning of your heart rate, you know.
Would you say your body's working to digest all of the food you ate, so that's why it's like you can't get that good sleep, your blood pressure might be higher, things
Absolutely.
like that?
So gastric emptying time, the time it takes for food to empty from the stomach down to the intestine, is a minimum of 2.5 to 3 hours. And that is only 50% of food that is moved out of the stomach by then. So usually you want to give at least a 3 to 4 hour gap before you go to bed, because otherwise you're keeping your sleep hormones awake. So melatonin kicks in when the gut is quiet. So when the gut is quiet, the hormone, the hunger hormone is quiet, and that signals to melatonin to start releasing and helping a natural sleep. People paradoxically think, oh, you know, I need to eat a little bit before I go to bed so I'll have a restful sleep, but it actually keeps you awake.
Okay. So no late night snacking.
No late night snacking.
So this was just 39 people.
Exactly.
So it's a pretty small study. Has this been done before, you know, other studies like this?
I think, I mean, we as physicians, we do this on patients. We advise them to have small meals and to, you know, usually instead of saying fast for 16 hours, I tell patients, eat in this window. Eat, you know, when the sun is out, when you're working, when you're moving, you're digesting the food, that's when you eat. When it's time to go to bed and it's time to slow down your metabolism, that's not the time. There's a lot of energy required in churning the food from the stomach. It's not just going in, the, you know, all the acids. Plus, if you eat late, you know, close to bedtime, you've got reflux, you've got acid pouring there and you're lying down. It's just keeping you awake. It's not healthy for the body. So cardiovascular benefits are huge. If your blood pressure even goes down by 3%, that is a huge improvement in your cardiovascular health. Your heart is not stressed to pump the blood every heartbeat, right? The heart's pumping that blood every heartbeat. And so I think just recognizing that you can, you know, stop, and also when it's nighttime, the darkness actually triggers your melatonin. So if you eat at that time, paradoxically you're sending a signal to your body to not release that melatonin, and activating hormones are awake. And that's not good either. So it's a very powerful sleep disruptor if you eat late.
So if you're trying to stay up, then maybe eating late.
Then you can have some sugar. Exactly, people do that.
Late night shift or something.
That's right.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, breaking all that down.
You're welcome.
Really useful information.
You're welcome.